Hey everybody, Chris here. So, Dogecoin boom or bust? We'll be exploring that in this video. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit that little notification bell too. You can be notified when my new videos come out as well as when I do live streams. And we were live on Monday night and we were looking at prices starting to come up in anticipation of those Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs starting in Hong Kong. Looks to have been a buy the rumor, sell the news event. We'll be looking at the news on that and what's going on and what's up with Dogecoin. And there's a lot of sky is falling kind of sentiment out there with Doge. So we'll be taking a look at that and what's going to happen with altcoins. What is the bigger picture? All of that and more. Let's take a closer look. And we start by looking at the Dogecoin chart right now, and we are seeing red. We are seeing selling, sell-off going on down to 13.3 cents. So and this is where we were last night during the live stream, and we saw these green candles and we were like, okay, this is all moving up because these new ETFs are going to be trading. Let's go. But I also warned during the live stream, look, we had these bounces off of this 14-cent line, this 13.99, right? We hit it back here in, this was April 18th, and that's where I had set this price target, 13.99, that we would be looking at there, and whether we would be able to maintain that. But I warned, I said, look, we've been hitting that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We hit it multiple times, which means if the price did fall back down and retest 14, it may not hold because all of the buying, that all of those limit orders that were set there would have been filled and it could drop lower. And it did. So that's what happened earlier this morning. Came back down, came up and retested 14 cents now as resistance instead of support, and then fell back lower. So that's kind of a classic trading pattern there that you would see on the charts. Bitcoin falling below 61,000 now, 60,800, but that doesn't change the bigger picture on the daily. We're still up here, still above 59.4. That is my support line from back here in early March when we had that wick come down at that level. So nothing has changed. This is a shakeout, right? This is, again, the liquidity in the leveraged long trading continues to be tested, and we see that here. Not only Bitcoin, $68 million liquidated over the last 24 hours, but look at ETH, $82 million in ETH. Very, very strong leveraged long bets being made on ETH because of Hong Kong. And it's going the other way. It's going the other way. So that's the market makers. That's the manipulation that happens to flush out all of this leverage because the exchanges don't want you to make money. They want to make the money. And if people are making money on leverage trading, that comes out of the exchange's profit. So that's what we've seen. Here's Doge here, almost $10 million liquidated over the past 24 hours. And look at it's all right here. Look, in the past hour, we've even had $3.5 million of longs liquidated in Doge. That's right. Those that are betting on the Doge price to go up, getting liquidated down here at this level. So that's what we see overall. Hong Kong, right? Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs launch lower than expected trading volumes. We were promised $100 million flowing in. It was only about 10. So about 1/10 the volume. But we also remember that when the Bitcoin spot ETF started in January, it kind of got off to a slow start too. So there could be some of that behind it. Bitcoin ETFs also here have had a $51 million outflow on Monday. It continues this 3-week outflow trend. So apparently these ETF deposits here, people buying into the ETFs, are selling as the price is going down. So there's a lot of trading going on with these ETFs. These ETFs are not the avenue where people are just putting money in and holding long term. They're being traded. price is going down. People are selling probably to buy in at a lower price. So sort of that typical thing. So that's what we have. But that does not help on the daily chart, Dogecoin. And what we saw and what we were looking at last night was 7 straight red candles on the daily, and now we have an 8th. And I looked back over the past 2 years through the whole 2022 bear market. We never had 7 straight days of red candles. As we pointed out, though, when we had these 8 straight green candles here, the end of February into March, this was a big upswing in the price of Dogecoin. And so these candles are much larger on the green side that we had here about almost 2 months ago. And now we have these red candles coming back down. Are we going to retest 12.4 cents? That's that purple line there. That's what we could be seeing now, is a retest of that 12.4. So that's what we're looking at with the news and the market. Is this boom or bust, though? What does this really mean in the larger picture? So yeah, we've got slowing Bitcoin ETF flows, no cause for concern. Bernstein analysts maintain a $150,000 Bitcoin price target. The overall rules haven't changed. This is a short-term liquidation process that's happening. There is this post-Bitcoin halving lull, which I talked about back in February. You guys remember, I was saying this is going to be the buying opportunity, buying on the dips. Now, the dips keep getting dippier, but if you still have some cash available, again, not financial advice, but this is a buying opportunity that we look at here on these dips. This is the time before the big move happens to be accumulating. Is the price going to go lower? It could, and we could be seeing, again, a retest of 12.4 cents. Will it drop lower into the 10s, 9s, 8s? That is not out of the question. I don't see that happening personally, and I'm not betting on that. I know some of you guys are. I see you in the comments. I hear you. But we're not there yet. We're not there yet. So, boom or bust, right? Well, in Bitcoin, what's Bitcoin going to be looking at? Ali was talking about this 61,900 level. Again, bounce, bounce, bounce. And if we break it again, hit it another time, will we drop lower? And that's what we saw today. That's what happened this morning. Again, just like Dogecoin, Bitcoin did the same thing, came back, hit 61.9 again, and then fell lower. So the same thing was happening there. Michael Vanderpop also has optimism, though, about Bitcoin's prospects going forward. The current week is highly important, likely to lead to the discovery of Bitcoin's current bottom. And that's what we're looking at this week. With the volatility of trading, the wiping out of those leverage positions, we could see the bottom coming. Again, but what's the opportunity, though? And here's Raoul Pal that we'll be looking at. And what does Raoul Pal talk about? He talks about the banana zone. The banana zone coming in the future for the major altcoin run. The pause that refreshes Bitcoin, ETH, and even Solana that he follows. This is all leading up to what is going to be coming in the future. What happens here? Again, the last 3 cycles we have seen big run-ups in the price of cryptos, particularly Bitcoin. And here we are in this 4th cycle, and we haven't even begun to see the crazy trading and run-up. That, again, the latter part of the year will be full mania, he says. Full mania. So we just have to get there, and we've got to be patient and hold on. And he talks about that 4 different seasons happening through each of the last 3 cycles. We're in this 4th cycle now. We're still early. We haven't got to the craziness yet, which is this red zone here. Again, the red zone in the 1st cycle, red zone in the 2nd cycle, red zone in the 3rd cycle, which was somewhat interrupted by some pullbacks that we had in mid-2021. If this happens again, though, look out. ETH bases and begins to outperform Bitcoin. Sol accelerates, outperforms Bitcoin and ETH. The banana zone is when the market begins to anoint new big L1 or L2, which explodes. Usually 3 or 4 make a big run up. That's what we see. What is actually gaining traction, what's going to be coming. Things get silly, memes go crazy, and that's where Dogecoin comes in as well. We could see another 2 or so nasty corrections due to excess leverage. That's what we have happening right now. But the banana zone cometh. Be patient. Don't F this up. It's going to be easy to lose your mind, but don't do it. That's what Raul Paul says. What does this mean for Doge in the short term, though? Yeah, Doge has lost about $3.7 billion of market cap over these 10 days. We've seen these 8 days in a row now. We've got red candles. Never happened before. The miners, the Doge miners, again, this is the inflation of Doge is actually Dogecoin being paid to the miners to validate transactions on the blockchain, Dogecoin being a proof of work cryptocurrency. The miners have been selling, though. The Doge miners have been selling, and that means most likely we've seen a lot of selling with the Bitcoin miners post-Bitcoin halving, which was expected and predicted to happen. But we see that with Dogecoin miners as well. A lot of capitulation with the miners. They are selling. Could we see a 10-cent Doge? Are we going to see that come down? Well, into the block, they're in and out of the money, could find support at that 12-cent territory in the near term. So there would be big, big pressure at 12 cents. And what does Kevin say? Kevin says, look, it wasn't a popular call, but spot on. This is now the very important zone we now need to hold to remain bullish on Dogecoin. If we fail this area on a weekly close, then we need to reassess this market. And what was that? I showed this a couple times before. Kevin called back on April 28th for a retest of 12.5 to 13 cents. He says that seems likely, and that does seem to be what is playing out. So Kevin was spot on that. Meanwhile, Doge, 13.4. Will we see this turnaround at this level, or will we see this drift down lower, and will Bitcoin be able to come back up, reclaim 61K, and move back up? Nothing has changed in the long-term view, but the short-term, yeah, it's dicey. Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think? Is Dogecoin boom or bust? Give the video a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.